There's Curry. Oh, my goodness. Talk about David and Goliath. Davidson College. Folks, we got a star in the Motor City.
It was his coming out party.
Here he is. Can he hit this one? And one.
I got to tell you, as a fan, I wanted the front row seat. It seemed like to me, he made everything he looked at.
Everybody has a role in the team, and my job was to score.
It's a cutting Curry. Oh, my goodness!
I think the reason I wasn't, recruited by the big schools is because of my size. You look at me, I probably look like I was 12, 13 years old, with the short haircut and no facial hair, scrawny arms.
Steph Curry's son. Steph Curry was considered one of the great shooters in NBA history. And growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and not be offered scholarships by Duke and North Carolina and NC State, and this kid winds up at Davidson.
My parents kind of made the coaches hesitate a little bit, thinking I might not be able to handle the physicality of major Division I basketballs. But I was so confident in my game, what I could do, that wasn't going to stop me. And thankfully, Coach McKillop believed in me.
I saw a resiliency, a next play mentality that was extraordinary.
I call him Babyface Assassin. He's one of the fiercest and toughest competitors I've ever met in my life. That toughness, that competitiveness that he had was actually something our whole team had. It wasn't just Steph. We didn't want to lose.
From day one, we knew we had probably the toughest non-conference schedule that Coach McKillop put together. Playing UCLA, North Carolina, Duke. We didn't win any of them during the regular season. We were always, right there, a possession or two away from finishing out those games. So we learned a lot of good lessons. Going up against Gonzaga, we were very confident that if we focused on, one game at a time, we could, shock the world.
Davidson, who's Davidson? When you go and play against a team like that, you're thinking, all right, we're Gonzaga, we're the big dogs on the block. We got to take care of this game to get to the next game.
We knew they were where Davidson wanted to be, mid-major, making runs in the tournament year after year. But having a player such like Steph, we were confident.
Lovedale converts. Lob pass. Heidfeld.
In the back of my mind, I could kind of see Gonzaga Georgetown coming up in the next round.
Marco. He hits a three. Dangerous time for Davidson right now.
It did not seem so insurmountable to us. We stayed with the game plan, started making shots. The crowd became engaged, and as only Stephen Curry could, he found some magic.
Curry with the steal, taken on Bolden and one.
That first game was so much fun, just going out and playing with reckless abandon, just enjoying the moment.
And there's room. Curry again. He got a guard.
They tried every defense you can come up with to try to stop him, and he still scored.
Here's Curry, three away from tying it. Here it is. We're all tied, Raleigh. Had to beat the shot clock, and Lovedale keeps it for him.
Andrew ran down the rebound.
I look back now, and that was probably the biggest rebound of Davidson history right there.
And Lovedale keeps it for him. Curry! Are you kidding me? Then he points over to his parents.
As he running down the court, he pointed up in the stands to his mom and dad. I got to tell you, it was magic. It was storybook.
37 for Stephen Curry.
I'm doing my job shooting jump shots. I'm looking up and seeing my parents going crazy in the stands. That meant a lot.
America had heard about him, and now we know about him. A star on the NCAA tournament stage. Stephen Curry leads Davidson into the second round. Ewing drives for the dunk and one.
Second round game against Georgetown.
And this lead now is ballooned.
We were down 16 at one point in the second half and just stuck to the process of playing our game.
I still thought the kid could somehow suddenly catch fire, and that he did.
Can he hit this one? And one! 4-point play. Curry whips it inside. Lovedale easily again, and it's a 7-point game.
Steph being in his zone it's effortless, to be honest. It's amazing to see. It almost looks like the game comes slow motion to him.
What a nifty move. Little dip. Best look of the day. He will make that one.
As spectacular a second-half performance as I've ever seen.
Nice backdoor cut. And one for Curry. The two in the Midwest is in serious jeopardy. There's Curry. Oh, my goodness. Another three. No. David, one man. And talk about David and Goliath. I submit to you, Davidson College to the Sweet 16.
Had a great celebration after the game as we were going to the Sweet 16, which nobody probably thought we'd get there.
Unbelievable 17-point comeback behind Stephen Curry.
It was clicking, and you just sometimes shake your head and pinch yourself and say, wow, this is really working.
Davidson, the Cinderella of the tournament. Curry, first good look, and it's at the end of the first half, we're tied at 36.
It's a tie game at halftime. For whatever reasons, I had this calmness because I was so pleased with what our guys were doing. Everything I asked, they did, and they got better, and they believed, and they made me believe. And that was sort of a relationship that, boy, you rarely find in the world of competitive sports, and it just feeds each other like a wildfire.
Lovedale from Richards. Curry off the window high. Curry on the wing. He's going to spot up. There he goes. Oh, he lets it fly again. That's it. Folks, we got a star in the Motor City.
And then Stephen had that reverse layup. It was some spectacular plays.
60-46, Richards finds a cutting Curry. Oh, my goodness! Young fella!
Pretty special day. I've been playing basketball since I was, 2 or 3, and coming through the ranks, and pretty much a dream come true.
33 points for Stephen Curry. Davidson, 73-56 over Wisconsin, and they are heading to the Final 8.
We were kind of getting used to making this run in the tournament, and like I said, every other game, it's the same mentality. The game was over, who's next?
If we were to read the roster and see the highlights of Kansas, we would say, why come out of the locker room? But that's not what our guys thought about. They thought more about themselves and how they were going to handle their challenges.
It was a great Cinderella story. These guys were tough, and of course they had the best player in the tournament without question.
Knowing what it took to get here, we were confident. We wanted to come out aggressive.
Here's Curry. Here's Curry, pick and roll, gets it, and he is yet to score. Kansas with the 2-point lead.
And he just didn't make shots. We were lucky.
I always knew that he could start slow, but he was going to bounce back.
What's the old saying? Attach yourself to a star and then go along for the ride.
To the bucket, left hand, boom! Backdoor Curry got a good look. Knocks it down. Curry again.
In that moment, you're thinking this could happen. We could make it to the Final Four.
Collins finds Jackson, who takes it home. Barr again from downtown. Oh! 20-footer, Collins. Kansas right back in front. Curry lets it go. And buries it. Collins, 3 to shoot. Lets it go. Off the front rim, no. And with 16.8 to go, Davidson with life.
Pretty close the entire way. Made some big shots down the stretch, and obviously it went down to the last shot.
In big moments, the stars have to step up. Here's Curry. He may not give this up.
His defender falls down. It's really a scatter, but at that point in time, we had the ball in the nation's best player in the biggest moment.
Pick and roll, Curry, 6 to go, frees himself, Curry, 4 to go, punts, kicks it out, Richards! It's over! Kansas holds on, and the Jayhawks are heading to the Final Four.
Why did Stephen Curry give up the ball?
This was the last possession, and I sometimes regret I had an opportunity to get a shot off, but I hesitated a second, and Jason Richards came behind me. He was pretty wide open. That was the right decision in the moment to give it up. He had a better look at the rim, and obviously if it goes in, Final Four.
It's a tough moment to talk about because it's something I think about every day. What if the shot goes in? What could we have done differently? What if Steph takes a shot? He had such a magical run, such a hot streak that you almost think that if he did shoot, it was going in.
I just didn't believe that at that particular moment he wouldn't shoot it. Whether he would have made it or whether he would have missed it, we needed to see it from him.
Oftentimes, you have a team defer to a star. Steph would never let that happen, and that's why Jason took it with such confidence.
I had the confidence to take the shot. Steph had the confidence in me to take the shot, and it missed. 6 inches to the right, we could be in the Final Four.
It was a relief. I've never seen anybody get on a roll like he did in those first 3 or 4 games of the tournament.
It was a run that ended, and we did everything we could. We could be at peace with the way it ended. No regrets, none whatsoever. Magical.
Davidson Wildcats, they are heading to the Final Eight.
We made history. Put Davidson on the map.
Left nothing in the tank. We were meant to be there and got an Elite Eight banner hanging up, and something that we'll always remember.